Every day life's happening. Some days are more eventful. Others, living protected with insurance you can depend on changes your life for the better. We insure the people and things you care about. Not Agency. We'll help you find the right coverage so when life happens, you have the right insurance protection for your family and business. When life happens, live protected. Agency for all your insurance needs.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, April the 18th. We've got a very interesting guest here today. Every time this guy comes out, he's interesting. SEAN SPENCE. Good to have you here, Sean.
Good to see you, Paul.
Mid-Missouri Better Business Bureau. And you've got three topics today. We always talk about scams, and it never ceases to amaze me of how many scam artists there are out there.
We will never run out of things to talk about.
I guess not. But here you came in with one today about stopping sexually explicit junk mail. Now, I have never heard of that before.
It's a thing. It happens in Missouri. It happens in mid-Missouri. It happens all over the country. It's happening all the time somewhere. There are all kinds of companies that are sending sexually explicit mail. Now, usually it's because somebody has gotten on a list, and so they're getting, because they bought something that was, at a particular kind of store or from a particular kind of company, and so they're getting things that would not be so appropriate for someone else to receive. Mm-hmm. And other times, you're just not sure how somebody got on a list. And this story is really triggered by something that happened in rural mid-Missouri. We had a woman here who is in her late 60s, early 70s, wife of a local minister, and she was getting some very unpleasant, very, very sexually explicit mail to her home.
A wife of a minister?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was not, we don't know how she got on a list.
Okay.
But she did.
And then you told me that whenever sexually explicit mail is sent to you, it's labeled on the outside.
Yes.
Sexually explicit.
It is. Legally, it has to be.
Okay. So here is the wife of the minister who is having her mail person deliver this sexually explicit junk mail.
Yeah, so the postman's having to give that to her, but it has to be labeled that way so that people don't open it by accident. That's actually a law. But here's the other thing that's a law, and here's why this is actually relatively easy to deal with. If you do not want to get sexually explicit mail, you can go to the post office, and in about 15 minutes, you can get on a list. And within 30 days, if you were getting something, if somebody mails you after that 30 days that you've been on that list, it is illegal. It's a major...
So what happens to them?
They get a big fine. It's a big deal for them.
Okay.
It is a very big deal for them. And so mostly if you get on that list, you won't get anything else. If you do, you can go report it and they'll get in a lot of trouble.
So is this the first time in mid-Missouri that you have had
No.
a minister's wife call you and tell you that she's getting sexually...
That is the first time the minister's wife or any minister's wife has called us about this. I don't think there's a list of ministers' wives getting these things.
Okay. So you can stop it. If you get it, go to the post office and say you don't want it anymore.
That's right.
The next thing you want to touch on is scholarship scams.
Yeah, and year-round, particularly here in Columbia with MU and Columbia College and Stevens College and so many other great colleges, scholarships are very important to us. I mean, it's the lifeblood of the community in many ways. There are an awful lot of folks who are out there scamming. One, it could be specific scholarships that are being advertised that are not real, or specific financial aid that's not real. But another thing, and this happens right here in Columbia on a fairly regular basis, like every year or two, some office opens with somebody who wants to help you get scholarships or financial aid for somewhere where you want to go in the country, and they charge $500, $1,000, $1,500, which families pay because they know that, if I pay this, then they're going to help me get $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in financial aid. They promise the moon, and basically they're just scam artists. They're not going to be able to get really hardly anything. Hardly ever they're able to deliver.
So how do you know then? How does someone...
Really, you have to check them out. If you're going to get, number one, most of the time they're not real. Sometimes they are, and if you want to explore a service like this, you just really, really need to check their references. You should call us and see if we have any information about them, and you should make them provide references that you check carefully.
Okay, so call the Better Business Bureau.
Absolutely.
And your telephone number is?
886-8965.
886-8965. In fact, if you feel at all that you have been part of a scam or someone is trying to scam you, call the Better Business Bureau.
Absolutely, yes.
Because there is no free lunch.
And that is what we do. We're happy to look into it and figure it out.
Okay, now let me ask you this, because I've been getting calls. I don't think this is a scam, but it's a recorded message, and it says, hello, we have information on how you can lower your credit card bills immediately. Now, first of all, I pay my credit cards in full every month.
Yeah.
Is this and I just hang up on that.
Sure.
Because, is that a scam of
Well,
some type?
you got to think about it. Sometimes things are a scam, and sometimes things are just better than they seem. So it might be legal, but it's not going to be nearly as good as it sounds. Now, you're probably getting those calls not because you're on any kind of list, but because they know an awful lot of people have credit card debt or other kinds of debt.
So it's just a random.
Right. So your number's just coming up.
I'm getting these a lot. I'm getting them a lot.
Well, it might be your demographic. It might be where you live. There are any number of things that it could be. They probably don't have Paul Pepper on a mailing list, but for whatever reason, your number is either coming up randomly or your number has gotten on a list somewhere, which happens.
Okay. So the best thing to do is just hang up.
If you don't owe money and you don't want to talk to them, hang up.
Yeah.
If you do want to work with them or need some kind of assistance like this, you've really got to check them out, because most of the time, the deal they're offering is nowhere as good as it sounds.
Okay. All right. Then we've got less than a minute and a half here. New political phone scam.
Yeah, in a nutshell, it's a recording, and it might be Barack Obama, it might be Hillary Clinton, it might be Donald Trump, and these are happening. So a recording, so it gets your attention, and then they come in.
What do they say?
Oh, it's just something taken from a speech, something taken off of a recording somewhere, just something that gets your attention. And then there's a fundraising ask, and as far as we can tell, none of these things are for real. None of them are actually real fundraising things that a real political organization is doing.
They're just trying to get your money.
They're just trying to get your money. It's a total scam.
So hang up.
Yes.
So if you hear a politician call you, oh, wow.
Well, be
I
careful.
got to watch what I say here. If you hear a politician call you, hang up, because it's probably a scam.
Make sure you check it out. And
Right.
if you really want to give to a political organization, call the political
Yeah.
organization or go to their website and give that way.
Okay, but there is a political scam going on right
Yes,
now.
it is new, it's big, it's national.
All right. If for more information on any of this, 886-8965. And that's the Better Business Bureau. We talked about this with you, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, about somebody calling you and saying, "Can you hear me?" And you say yes.
Yes, you do.
I have seen this now
Yeah.
on all the national
Yeah.
news.
You broke it, Paul.
Right, we broke it right here on Radio Friends. Thank you so much, Sean Spence. Again, if you want more information, the Better Business Bureau, 886-8965. Tomorrow, diet and nutrition and Phoenix Health Program. Our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director, Lowell Thomas, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mouser. Have yourself a nice morning and afternoon. See you next time.